Good morning, people. I want to make this video speaking just for me, Tony Linford, independent of anybody else. But this is obviously receiving attention in the media, and it's receiving attention obviously from members of the Labour Party as well. So I just want to say something, and I hope you'll bear with me to the end. But this is Tony Linford's point of view, just speaking as myself, not for anybody other than myself, and not for any organisation other than myself. Right, hang the Tories. Well, I'm sure there are plenty of people who feel that way, and you can see the two effigies dangling at the end of those makeshift ropes, or pretend ropes. One under the letter A and another under the letter E. A and E. Let me just scan across to something else I wrote on this piece of paper. And just please take note of it. Effigy is not reality. Hang stroke burn Guy Fawkes. I want you to think about that for a moment, and I want you to consider that effigies have been used in political protest over centuries, probably thousands of years. Effigies. And I want you particularly to remember that this, not a very good shot, I agree, is obviously an effigy. This also is an effigy. What it says at the top is an instruction, and I have to be honest with you, it's not an instruction I personally want anybody to go out and obey. Okay? Let me be quite clear, still speaking as Tony Linford, but I do not want anyone to go out and start finding people, whether they be Tories or anybody, and start hanging them. Okay? Don't agree. Wrong. Yep. But think back to the point about effigies for a moment. Sorry the camera's moving around a bit because I'm moving some paper about. Now there you go, there's an effigy. Recognise him? I think most of you do if your kids are watching this. Kids, who's this effigy? And they're all hopefully going to shout, it's Guy Fawkes! Oh, remember the 5th of November gunpowder treason and plot. Guy Fawkes, yeah, dear old Guy there is actually doing quite well because there's all these sort of other masks of him being made at the moment, aren't they? Loads of people wearing Guy Fawkes masks, yeah. Okay, got to tell it because it's the one joke that always appears to the image. Guy Fawkes, the only person to enter Parliament with honest intent. An effigy, just like these effigies, yeah, an effigy. This one, though, usually appearing not at the end of a rope, but on top of a bonfire. Don't forget to check for hedgehogs before you start your bonfire. So we used to say that on Blue Peter, right? So please, just remember, when you have your bonfire or whatever on the 5th of November, if you do have one, think about this. 5th of November, this is not illegal. Has someone said that burning effigies has ever been illegal? So what about all effigies? Should they just be made illegal? Yep. Should we not be allowed to burn them anywhere? Obviously, I don't particularly recommend burning them where they'll cause harm to others, or where they'll catch the street on fire, or where they'll do damage to property, or where they're likely to damage buildings or hurt others. I certainly don't recommend burning effigies, even effigies that might look a bit like that. Under these circumstances, it could be genuinely dangerous, so please take care. But, rightly so, and I'm going to agree, okay, the police have deemed this illegal, and they've rightly taken it down. Yeah, I think I'll agree with that, yeah. There are Tories and there are things we can say, but this is really bordering on the edge of something really pretty awful. Okay, so I just want you to think about that for a second. I'm trying to turn this camera around and it seems to not want to do so, so I'm going to have to just keep on speaking this way. Yeah. What I want you to think, though, is that it is perfectly acceptable to use effigies on demonstrations. Yeah? I mean, if you're demonstrating and you, like me, are a sick and disabled person who effectively this Tory government want to kill, yeah, you know, the people who went to the public schools and wore those jackets and had those tailcoats and had those haircuts and whatever, the people in effigy, I mention this again, in effigy, suspended at the end of those ropes, these effigy Tories, well, in actuality, the police don't seem to think very much of it being illegal when they try and starve us to death by stopping our benefits. So far, nobody has deemed it's been illegal that Grenfell Tower burnt down and 80-plus lives were lost because of the inaction or the actions of these Tories and their capitalist friends. No one's declared that illegal. So when you fire up your bonfire on the 5th of November, think about that for a second. When the flames burn, think about all those people who died in Grenfell Tower. What I'm saying, really, in essence, is yes, I don't think this poster should have been left up. It is right that it has been taken down. But please, let's not extend that to hanging people in effigy, because that is part of a regular tradition of political protest in this country and throughout the world. And please, let's not, even when we hang people in effigy, and we even transport them through the streets in effigy, let's not for one single moment think that people are so stupid that they're actually going to go out and commit acts of murder. Yeah, because if they were really going to go out and commit acts of murder about these effigies, well then surely they'd have done it as a result of watching the horror of Chucky on video or DVD or by live feed. Surely they'd have committed all these terrible acts because of all the horror movies and all the stuff that's been available on television and all the violence that's there, but people don't, do they? So let's be careful of our right to protest, okay? I fully understand the feelings behind Hang the Tories. Oh boy, as a disabled and sick person with a mentally ill wife, I fully understand those feelings. However, of course, I don't agree with the banner. Do put your comments on, because I think this is important that we talk about.